All right, Wichita, good morning. It's Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. Welcome to the new year. Hopefully everybody had a good new year out there. I am Lieutenant Scott Bruno with the Wichita Police Department Auto Theft Section. Welcome to, I believe this is episode 5, is that right, of Crimecast, our weekly updates, bringing you, the citizens of Wichita and surrounding areas, kind of real live, real time, up-to-date crime numbers, hotspot maps. I do have some surveillance photos, some Ring doorbell footage to show today, the PowerPoint as well. I'll say hi real quick to Paul, who's in here with me, one of our other public information officers. Charlie has been with me the last couple of weeks. Charlie is in training today, and I think, Paul, you were here for the second episode and haven't been back since, so welcome back. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Officer Paul Cruz, and the program is going to be better because now I'm going to be part of it, so I can guarantee that. So I say that because I know probably Charlie is going to be watching this later, but always a pleasure to be able to be part of this program. I know it's really helpful with to our community, and I look forward to be able to answer any questions. And really, we hope that you can. I want to remind everybody, you can leave your comment. We'll be able to see it and try to respond and answer as many questions as possible related to the topics that we're discussing. And again, we're doing this as a way to interact with our community, really give you the information that we have so that you can know what's going on in your own community in the city of Wichita. So I'll pass it back to Lieutenant Bruno, and let's get this program started.
And Paul, real quick, I'm not showing any comments are coming in yet. I don't know if you are on your end, and hopefully audio is okay and video is okay. I could not hear you on my end, Paul, so I don't know if that was just my volume or if you were broadcasting through your mic. But check and make sure your mic's not muted. You may have been during that. And I'm still not seeing any comments, so I don't know what people are saying right now, what questions you have. Hopefully comments start. Here comes one. Chris Swartz just commented and said, thank you for your service. Thank you, Chris. So apparently comments are working. We just hadn't had any come in yet. Okay. Alma Ann says everything sounds fine. Audio and video is okay for both. Connie Fox Bell says, thank you. And let's just get into our PowerPoint presentation real quick. We'll get that out of the way. I do have some notes from our crime analyst, Allie, who puts this together for us to present. And give me a second, get the PowerPoint going here. 23, that's old. Let me make sure I got the right PowerPoint here. Oh, there it is. Yep, I had the wrong one. And still looking here, confirming real quick before I don't want to give you bad numbers. I got to make sure I got the right one, right PowerPoint going here. 1421. Yep, that's it. Okay, now we're ready.
We do have a comment that we can explain further on the
Hold on.
reader.
Go ahead, unmute yourself and bring that up while I get this going.
So really quick, I'm reading some of the comments. So we have Jennifer Perez saying she can hear us fine. Amber, thank you for the comment. Clay, thank you also. Cassie, appreciate that. We have a comment from Sandra who said, could you explain a little on the tag reader? So this is her comment. So we're going to be trying to discuss that a little further. So I just want to welcome everybody while Lieutenant Bruno gets ready for our presentation. And again, thank you everyone for commenting. Lexi, she's also saying that she can hear us both. So I think we're good to go, LT.
All right, thanks, and thanks everybody for your patience. This is still a work in progress. We're still learning how things go and which button to click on at what time. So let me go ahead and bring up my screen again, along with the PowerPoint. So our larceny to autos, this is going to be, if you look on the left-hand side, week to week, the last week after Christmas, basically, our larceny to autos are down 6%. The last 28 days compared to the 28 days compared to that, we're down 6% again. And year to date versus last year, this is just up through January 3rd. We're down 48%. Now, that's a real small window that we're looking at there. So 33 cars have been broken into up through January 3rd compared to 63 of last year. Hotspot for larceny to autos, cars still being broken into in the town east area. Kellogg and Rock Road is where we're looking at here. North. Well, it's along Kellogg, west of Rock Road. So, and that's kind of a continuing hotspot that was there through the holidays and probably still tied to the holidays a little bit, and probably return gifting that was going on, or exchanges. Not really any other hot spots, but several areas of concern. We're looking out west now, Maple and Ridge Road in this area up through Central. And then just a couple of smaller spots along Kellogg at West Street and Tyler and Central as well. And that's a reoccurring zone up here, the Tyler and Central area. So Kellogg, if you look down here, Kellogg from Ridge to West Street, we see a lot of property crimes in that area. There's a lot of businesses and a lot of people. You've got Town West Mall continuing across to the west side of 235. You've got Sam's in there, Walmart, several strip malls, a lot of businesses. And we just see a lot of property crimes happen where you have a lot of people and a lot of cars. So keep that in mind. Auto thefts year to date, we're up 29% compared to last year. 18 auto thefts compared to 14 last year. And this is just over 3 days. So we're seeing and that's a small, sample window there as well. Month to month, however, when we look at the last 28 days compared to the 28 days prior to that, we were up 26% in auto thefts. 237 cars have been reported stolen compared to 188 in the prior 28 days. A lot of that is going to be cars that are left running, cars left with the keys in them. We've got the colder weather that kicked in, and we have seen a real uptick in those numbers. Never smart, never a good thing. Again, on my way in this morning, the same as last Tuesday, dispatch puts out a car that was stolen with the keys left in it, and it was running. So I do have some numbers here from Allie as well. Again, our crime analyst who puts this together, and thank you, Allie. Her notes, though, she noticed there were, over the last week, there were 9 cars that were stolen with the keys left in them, and 5 were reported running with the keys in them, of course. So 14 total cars, and that amounted to 31% of our auto thefts over the last 7 days had the keys left in them or the car was running. So 31% is kind of 30%, 33% is what I've always said. I believe our auto theft numbers are that are easily preventable. If people would not leave their cars running and not leave their keys in their car, we would see our auto thefts dip quite a bit. And so tell everyone to not leave their cars running, not to leave their keys in their car. That's a number that we can easily get down. Auto thefts, last 28-day hotspot period. We're looking just south of Kellogg, along Lincoln to Harry, Main, Market, Broadway, in that area, kind of the core area just to the south of Kellogg. Hotspot for auto thefts. Also along Pawnee and Meridian, so back to the west from that area and south a little bit, we see a hot spot trending just south of Pawnee along Meridian, and then back to the east a little bit south of Pawnee. Auto theft recovery, last 28 days, we've got a couple of hot spots that popped up north, 13th and Broadway area, continuing down to Central and Broadway area down in here. So auto theft recoveries, 2 hot spots, north side, 13th Street to Central along Broadway in that area. A couple more little zones of recoveries in the last 28 days. We're down along Hillside and Pawnee. We had seen a hot spot, I believe, for auto thefts in this area. Now we've got a little bit of a hot spot for recoveries. The Plainview area down in here, south and east of Hillside and Pawnee. Our residential burglaries, week to week, down 7%. Year to date, we're down 43% over here on the right. Again, that's a small sample window, only 3 days included in this, up through January 3rd. There's been 8 residential burglaries reported. Month to month, the last 28 days compared to the 28 days prior to that, we're up 2%. And a note from Allie, again, our crime analyst, she notes that on burglaries, 4 of the 27 burglaries have been due to garage doors being left open. And that's something we haven't talked about in the past with burglaries. And again, something that's easily preventable is making sure your garage doors are shut. A lot of people are out driving around. A lot of our criminals, they drive around looking for opportunities to steal stuff, whether it's a running car or your garage door being left open and they can run in and grab something real quick. We do see this overnight as well, though, too. People forget to close their garage doors and someone will come in, they go through their car, or maybe the car is parked in the driveway with the garage door opener in the car. They break into the car. There's the garage door opener. They pop open the garage door and they're in, burglarizing your garage and your house before you know it.
One quick question.
Go ahead, unmute yourself, and I don't know if I can or not.
Okay, so we do have a question from Amber. She's asking if there has been arrest in the recoveries from the recent auto thefts cases that we've been investigating. So I don't know if you have that data. I'm going to look into that information to see if that's something that we have made an arrest. That's something that I can get back to you, Amber, if we don't have that information.
I'm sorry, Paul, I was clicking around and I didn't hear what she was asking.
Here, I'll bring it back up. She was asking if there was any arrests that have been made in the recoveries of stolen vehicles.
Okay. Yes, we have had some arrests. So the numbers I don't have with me. I can tell you though, the percentage of arrests to auto thefts is small. Catching someone in a stolen car is the difficult part. So I do see those come in both either misdemeanor wise or felony wise. And there's just some state law and some city ordinances pertaining to, is it a felony or is it a misdemeanor? I do see both come in. So as far as actual numbers though, I don't know, but I can tell you just overall arrests to auto theft numbers are small. So a lot of factors play into that. And let's go back then. Let's see. Hopefully, yep, I'm unmuted. Good. Oh, wait, I need to. And we are in a temporary sort of studio right now, just in-service training that's going for officers here for our records management. So I'm kind of working in an office / hallway area. You may hear some people coming and going. Perfectly normal. Pay no mind to it. Oh, residential burglary hotspot, 21st and Amadon, back to the north and west a little bit. And I don't have the numbers for me, how many occurred here. This could be 2 or 3 burglaries. It could be, 4 or 5 or 6, depending on the overall numbers. But we probably had at least 2 that happened in this area, 21st and Amadon, back to the west and south of 25th Street. Another hotspot, Kellogg and Seneca area to the south and west along McCormick. If you look, this is back to the west of the core area, Seneca and Kellogg, south and west. All right, that's the end of the slideshow. I like for those to be short. I don't want to bore everybody with those, but we want to get some of that information out. Get the numbers out of what we can as well. Let everybody know what's going on and what areas to be mindful in. Another note from Allie on larceny to autos. Oh, she had just noted the hotspot in the Town East Mall area. So there had been 5 cars that were broken into that had created that hotspot. So I did want to bring up, though, we talked about, just briefly the residential burglaries and leaving your garage doors open. A few years ago, I had to upgrade my garage door opener. And as I was looking around the store, I found one that has an automatic timer on it. And so you can set the timer. Like if you forget to close your garage door, you can set it for 30 minutes where it closes on its own. It'll give you some beeps. Will go out to let you know, hey, it's closing, just in case you're out in the garage working. But you can set that, I believe, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You can set your garage door where it closes on its own. You can also buy now, of course, Wi-Fi, smart devices. Your garage door opener can tie into your Wi-Fi at your house, and you can check on your phone or your computer and see if your garage door is shut, and or even open or close your garage door from your phone. So check into some of those resources or those garage door openers as well if you want to. Really, when you think about it, it's a cheap crime prevention measure. You may spend $200 or $300 on the garage door opener, but it's really an effective way and a cheaper way to help insure your house and protect it from crime. Paul, what do you got? Any questions? Anything we need to talk about?
Yeah, thank you. A lot of we got two questions in regards to the catalytic converter information. If we have any updates in regards to that, I think the best advice and this is something we've been asking the community to be mindful of, is that when you're out and about and we always say know your neighbors. There's a reason we say that all the time. Part of it is because you know what your neighbors drive. If there's a vehicle that's driving around, a person that's carrying the cutter tools, specific tools that they use to be able to cut out the catalytic converters, anything that might be at a place and a suspicious vehicle or anything that just might raise an alarm for you that's not normal for your neighborhood. It's always good to at least give us a call and let us investigate, especially if it's during hours, overnight. That type of information is one I wanted to at least share with you this morning. The other thing is that, we are still working on the issue with the catalytic converters. I know we brought it up to the media and we brought it to the public's view in regards to what we're investigating and how high the numbers have been skyrocketing because of the value of the metal there are in these catalytic converters, and those one of the reasons, amongst other reasons. But those are some of the questions that we're having, LT, and I'll pitch it over back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. And Clay Germany's watching as well, saying we need to have those stats if we're reporting. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple weeks since we brought the catalytic converter information. We do need a new slide on that. We want to change it up, give a little bit of different information as needed. But we'll bring those numbers. I'll put that down in my notes for next week to have some catalytic converter information as well. So one thing I do want to show you guys as well, I'm going to share my screen here. And if anybody that's watching, if you're not aware, Ring has an app that anybody can download, and it's called Neighbors. And people with Ring doorbells, Nest cameras and stuff, they can go on here, they can register, and you can post things that happen in your driveway, around your house, in your neighborhood. If you capture it on video, you can post that video, you can post screenshots, anything like that. Now the Neighbors, let me see, I was going to show you. This was a video a person in Wichita uploaded, and it'll just show you the area where this occurred at, which we're looking at Mount Vernon, or we're looking south and east of Webb and Harry. This was somebody tried to break into their car in their driveway. Now, if the person chooses, they can share their exact address. Most of the time, you're just going to kind of get an area of where this occurred at. But you can go here, you'll get an alert that somebody posted something. And this is a 30-second video. If it's going to play, you'll see there's a minivan out here in the street that's parked. A person comes around here, he ran up from it. Boom, he checks this car and runs back. How long did that take? Couple seconds, if that. Keep that in mind. It does not take them that long. And that's what they're going to do most of the times. They're going to be in a neighborhood. How many cars are on the street or in driveways in your neighborhood? I can tell you on my block, there's probably 10 to 15 cars parked out on the street and in driveways. A guy can run down, a suspect can run down a street, male or female, and check every car in a minute. They're going to check the door handle. If it's locked, most of the time they're moving on. If the car is unlocked, they're going to go through the car and see what they can find. Sometimes they're carrying a tool or something with them. If the door is locked, they may look in there and they see something below the car. So I want to show that video just to show you really it takes a split second for someone to run up, check your car, and see if it's unlocked, locked, and if it's something that they want to spend any more time going through. A lot of people come out in the morning and their car was unlocked and they noticed that the car was gone through, but there wasn't anything valuable in there, and so they don't report it. If you don't report it, we don't get those. That's not added to our crime stats, so we don't really see anything trending in a certain area. But like, again, keep your doors locked. Don't keep valuables in your car. And I know someone brought up, we were talking about guns in the comments earlier. Guns are not a good thing to leave in your car. We see last year there was, at one point in December, we were up to 268 handguns, or guns that were stolen from cars in the city of Wichita. So not a good thing. Don't leave your cars running. Don't leave them. Don't leave valuables in there. Don't leave guns in there. Don't leave your keys in your cars. So, Paul.
Yeah, I do have one thing to add, and it's always a reminder when we talk about gun thefts. We remember our program, Operation Save a Casing. So during that program, and the purpose of that program is to remind citizens about gun safety. And for those that have guns, handguns, and you like to carry, please get yourself one of these safes, or any. Doesn't have to be this brand. This is just a good example of the kind of safe that you can purchase and put in your vehicle. It's a great way to make it more difficult for thieves to try to take your guns. Yes, I'm sure, like we got the comment last week, is that they can steal the vehicle, but again, it makes it more difficult for criminals to get a hold of your gun. The other purpose of Operation Save a Casing and the way it works is that we're always asking citizens to please save 2 spent casings when you go to the gun range. So when you go to the gun range, save 2 spent casings per gun. You keep them with you. We hope that you never have to turn them in, and we hope that you never have to turn them into the police department. But if you find yourself in a situation where your gun is stolen, you can turn that in with the police report, and it helps us do 2 things. It helps us potentially put more crimes on the suspect, and then helps us get your gun back. So again, there's a lot more factors to that, obviously, but the whole premise of this program is that you collect your own casings, you keep them with you. We don't want them, but if and when something were to happen to where your gun is stolen from your vehicle or your home, you then have those 2 spent casings that are going to help us tremendously when it comes to investigations and putting more crimes on suspects. So I always like to mention that in regards to the gun programs that we have, Operation Save a Casing. You can find out more information on our website. I'm going to be putting that in the comments. I'll get that link for you, and that way you can check out that information. So we just got a couple other comments, but so far we're all caught up.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that. How long? Yep, let me go back to my other photo. I'll show you that one next. Okay, let me start over here. Broadway and MacArthur storage units. We had a burglary. Our suspect here in this white standard cab truck enters, steals 2 trailers, and we can tell it looks like a Ford truck. No tailgate. Here's a picture of him, maybe right here, leaving with one of the campers. This is, again, storage units at Broadway and MacArthur. There is the phone number. should be showing on the screen as well, and an email. If you have any tips or any information on who that is, you can send it to that email address or call the phone number that's listed. The second pictures here, this is a female that was using stolen credit cards at Walmart. And let me see if I can find my information on that. But identifiable face mask, or this is actually like a stocking cap and scarf in one combination that probably has a hole for your eyes and nose through it. White female, Walmart was using stolen credit cards. So I think you could easily identify. I haven't seen too many hats like that running around. Again, the phone number, yep, down there at the bottom of the screen, 268-4407, and crimelinkwpd@outlook.com if you have any information on those. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Any questions you can think of that you've seen come in, Paul, that we need to address?
No questions, not at this time.
We will wrap this up. Paul is going to go live next. He's got a schedule. He scheduled it for 11:45, so about 20 minutes from now. Paul, if you want to talk that up so people know where to go if they want to watch, it'll be through our Latin channels.
All right, let me get unmuted here. Absolutely. So for those of you that might not know, I am the liaison officer for the Hispanic Latino community here in Wichita. And a lot of times when we do these broadcasts or we do any kind of information, we also make all efforts to post that information in Spanish in our Spanish Facebook page. So for those of you that are bilingual or would like to tune in Spanish, I'm posting the link to our Spanish Facebook page, and we're going to go live and present the information that we presented today in our Spanish Facebook page. We also have a Twitter account where we try to post information in Spanish, but we mainly focus on Facebook, again, for the purpose of educating our community, and for those that that also want to receive that information, we try to provide that in other languages, and Spanish being one of the largest communities, minority communities here in the city of Wichita. So again, we're going to be tuning in at 11:45, and I put the link on our comments if you want to tune in. So again, this is all for the purpose of making sure that we are providing information to all sectors of our community, and also because it's part of one of the largest community here in Wichita. So if you didn't know, now you know. We have a Spanish page. I think we do have a comment. We just had our moped stolen in the middle of the day at Western Edge Apartments on Sunday. It's and she's asking to call 911. So again, someone's leaving a comment in regards to their stolen moped. If you live in that area and you know or have any information in regards to that, please call 911, report that information immediately. So again, we will be live here in Spanish at around 11:45. Putting it back to you.
All right, thanks, Paul. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. This is I am Lieutenant Scott Bruno again. Joining me was one of our public information officers from the police department, Paul Cruz, and thank you, Paul, for coming in again. Again, next week, same time, same day, Tuesday at 11 a.m. That would be January 12th. We'll see you again. We'll bring some catalytic converter information and then some gun information to you as well. So until then, watch yourself, watch your neighbors, stay safe, Wichita.